The Society of Breast Imaging has always felt like family. Family can be your best friends, and they can also be your harshest critics. And being recognized with a gold medal from the Society is that much more meaningful, both personally and professionally. My father's sister actually died from breast cancer when I was 11, and then only 4 years later, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, which she had a negative mammogram. Her first inkling of what was actually going on was when she was admitted to the hospital, and the doctor said the diagnosis was CA breast. She actually participated in the very first chemotherapy trials, and she did very well. No problems for the rest of her life, another 41 years. Whatever contributions I've made at the end of the day, I think are more of the nature of challenging the status quo and not just accepting that what we're doing right now is the best we can do. I think we can always do better. And if we keep that in mind, then it will in fact improve for patients. It is so important to believe in yourself and to persevere. One piece of advice that I got from an early mentor of sorts was, don't put yourself down. There are plenty of other people who do that for you. That was reasonable advice. I committed to doing the Akron 6666 trial in 2001, I believe, and the final paper came out in 2012, and that final paper took 9 revisions from JAMA. It's just so important to persist and get the data and ideally do that prospectively and write those papers and publish it so that others can benefit from your experience and we can make the field better. I personally have had breast cancer, and my experience was very telling. I was working on the second edition of my book, on the chapter on risk models, and plugged myself in, and sure enough, I was 20% lifetime risk, which is our threshold for higher risk. I called up my doctor. I said, can I get a script for this MRI? And then, of course, as luck would have it, that MRI showed a small invasive cancer that you can't see even in retrospect on the tomosynthesis. The first state to have a density-informed law was Connecticut in 2009, and I became acquainted with the advocates at that time. And together we decided to start densebreastinfo.org with the goal of educating both patients and providers about breast density, about supplemental screening options, and that it's normal, but it does hide cancers on the mammogram, and that maybe you want to do something about it, especially if you have other risk factors. We still have a challenge in helping them to understand what is going on, what's normal, and what can you do about it. And so there's still plenty of work to be done in that area. You have to look at the whole picture. It's not enough to just look in isolation at a mammogram. You have to think about the implications. Okay, what did it take for this woman to get here for her appointment? What does it take for her to get the biopsy done? How can I help? And how can I find that as early as possible without causing harm? I mean, if we keep all those issues in mind going forward, we're going to make the field a better place, and I hope that that's my legacy. I enjoy what I'm doing every day. I am rewarded by just the relationships with patients, let alone trying to get papers published and work that I've done. And so I'm still very driven to finish anything that I've started, and I've got some long-term projects still in the works, so I'm not going away anytime soon. So my family has been incredibly supportive of me from day one. I think I married very well. My husband was always happy to step in for childcare and cooking and day-to-day in ways that if he hadn't, it never would have worked. My mother was also very supportive in many ways. She lived with us for 12 years, taking care of our kids when they were relatively young, and that was incredibly helpful. And I think it's all been very good. I really don't have many regrets.